This is Nikki Rogers here at the Northern California, Nevada Assemblies of God Children's Ministries Department. We're glad that you came by to see us. I have a friend I want you to meet. This is Dr. Sam Huddleston. He's our Assistant Superintendent. He's come to visit.
Hello.
We're so glad he came, and I just wanted you to have a chance to meet him and hear his heart, and then we'll ask him a few questions after that. So, Dr. Sam, is there anything you want to say?
I just would really like to say I don't get to talk often about the call of God on my life. I was probably in junior high school walking home one day, and I knew I didn't grow up in a Pentecostal environment, and the church I went to, I just didn't know how to ask the right question about what I felt, but I sensed inside, walking home from junior high, that God was saying He had a big plan for my life. I didn't know who to talk to, how to pursue that. So instead of pursuing that, I pursued just the opposite. If reading the Bible, going to church, listening to good music, and all those things would make you really learn how to hear the voice of God, I did just the opposite. And so what you're doing in helping our children learn to hear the voice of the Lord through His Word is just fantastic.
It's interesting how even in this day and age, from the Old Testament to here, God still speaks to the hearts of children. Now you get to meet a lot of missionaries. Do you hear stories of people also missionaries that were called as young children?
You know what? I'm really today I was listening to our missionaries from China. Mm-hmm. I asked a young man in my office today. He is with the ministry that are helping trafficking young ladies. And I asked him, I said, so when did you come to know Jesus? And he began to tell me about his upbringing, and how he was third generation raised in the Assemblies of God and all the rest. And but yes, I mean, I think if we can teach the young people to read the Word of God, they will hear God's voice. They will hear His voice through His Word.
And now I've had the privilege of hearing a testimony of your relationship with your dad. And what is a tip that you can give these leaders on how to do that, how to either pray, hear the Word of God, just a tip that you want to give them, that's something your father gave you?
I think the greatest gift my father gave us is he didn't take us and drop us off at church. My father became a part of the Sunday school. In fact, he became such a part of the Sunday school. With 6 kids, he became the Sunday school superintendent. Mm-hmm. But he used to say these words: if it's good enough for my kids, it's good enough for me. Mm-hmm. And because we saw his participation, it made us good enough. Mm-hmm. And so someone might say, well, look what happened to you. You ended up in a lot of trouble and all the rest. Yes, because there's a thing called choices. But the Bible also says, if you raise a child up right, he'll come back. Mm-hmm. You raised me up right, I came back.
Also, you are in charge of the men's ministries for the district. And what are some things that you're seeing in the fathers, like a problem that seems to come up, or in conversations that you see of this generation that you hadn't noticed before?
They don't know how to be fathers.
Oh.
There is a great percentage, much higher than in the past, of fathers who are single parent fathers. And now I'm starting to understand even more and more. My dad was a single parent father of 6 kids. Oh. And I watched the things that he did. He taught us to read the Bible. When I was growing up, we sang hymns in the church we went to. My dad taught us how to read the hymnal. My father would make us read to him the Word of God. We worked side by side. So there were a lot of things that he taught us that a lot of fathers, because their fathers didn't teach them, they don't know how to teach their children now that they are in a position of being a single parent.
Mm-hmm. And so how are ways to minister to that?
Well, one of them is, through a really good men's group. If you can get together with men, I'm going to give you 2 ways. One of them is through the men's group. You can get together with a group of men, they can help each other journey through life. But the other one is reading about parents or other single dads. Statistics has proven that men don't read a lot, but we complain a lot. So when I got married, I'd never been married before. My mom wasn't in the home. Never saw my dad kiss anybody except my grandmother. Kissed on the cheek. So I didn't know anything. But I didn't use that as an excuse not to learn. So I started reading books about other men who had been married, and I started learning from their mistakes. And so I try to encourage dads, find books. Or a lot of parents with teenagers, when I was a youth pastor, I would say, when's the last time you read a book on teenagers? And they would say, why would I want to do that? You just want to come up and tell me the problems. I said, how do you know what your child is going through is not normal for a teenager? So I want information, not so that I can have information, but so that the information can help me father these children as a fatherless dad, or even in a home with a mom there. I want to learn how to be a better dad, because I want my children to grow up loving God, running from evil, and learning how to handle the things of this world.
And hearing you say that, how, you know, all of that combined, I know on the children's ministry side, we want men in the classrooms and helping, and we want them, just their presence, just for the kids to see a man serving the Lord and loving the Lord. You know, but there are certain things in our society that make it difficult for a man to enter into children's ministries. Is there anything that you could say to that subject?
We fathers have to engage. It's crazy times. It's crazy, but our kids, and kids period, they need us more than ever before. They need the security that comes from having a man.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in here at the District Resource Center, and God bless you for all you're doing to train up this next generation. Bye-bye.